Good evening. Natasha Joly, 60 Orion Road. So agenda items, I'm going to ask about some policy updates, right, as that is on the agenda. So there are a number of policy changes that are proposed that are not mandatory but may impact elections. So questions like why now, why not before the prior election? So given that I am one of those candidates, I do have some clarifying questions. For policy 0141, does this policy even apply? So there is a policy 0141.2, which is a policy that would apply to a receiving district, which I believe we are. So regardless, can you make clear what is meant by next election? So if we're at a point in time today, in the policy, does next election mean November 2023 election or November 2024 election? And also what is meant by the very last statement that says any vacancy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Policy 0143, what is meant by improper campaign practices? Who decides this? Is there a law outlining this? I mean, as a candidate, does speaking here constitute, as an improper campaign practice? Policy 0148, talks about, BOE member doing something in the course of board business. Again, is filing an ethics complaint against a fellow BOE member in the course of board business. And does that mean that legal fees would be supported then? Okay, so I think those are my policy questions. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions on agenda items?
Hi, Saibar to be Akiri. On policy 2419, I guess that's up for first reading, threat assessment. Is the threat assessment policy only for students? And once we have this new policy in place, how can we, the public, be assured that this will not be extended to parents, staff, or anyone? Are you willing to amend it with such language before you go ahead and approve this? On the agenda, I think I see an appointment for assistant principal at GL, which happens to be Mr. Dagunas. My question is, at the last board meeting, the board approved for a mathematics mentor and said that the money was going to come from a grant. And if we are going ahead and appointing him to be an assistant principal, what's happening to the grant money and the mathematics mentor? Also, the resolution for the assistant principal does not have a start date for Mr. Dagunas. So, and it says that the salary is going to be prorated. So how are we going to prorate a salary if you don't have a start date? Now coming down to QSAC, I think we were told last year multiple times by the superintendent that we need to pass these policies, otherwise we're going to get a reduction. We need to get at 100%. And I see that we have two QSAC program percentages at 87 and 86. The 87% for instruction and program, and the 86% is for fiscal management. So I would like to know what exactly caused our percentage to drop on fiscal management and instruction and program. And I think I heard the business administrator mention an RFP. I didn't hear what the RFP was for.
Architectural services, I did mention it.
Thank you. I couldn't hear it, sorry. Also on the technology committee update, I would like to know if we are going to, we were told, I think about 4 months ago, that we will get an update on enabling remote participation by parents via Zoom. And I know we spent a lot of money. We moved the location from CMS to GL. And it's been, I think, a couple years now. And we are still at GL. We don't have remote participation ability. So are you planning to open it up for parents? If not, then why don't we switch back to CMS? Because here, the presentation, you guys should have come and sat there for like 45 minutes. We couldn't see anything, whatever was being presented. And it's been the same thing for every presentation. So if you're not planning to enable Zoom remote participation for parents, we might as well move back to CMS. Thank you.
Anybody else?